Derby County are holding a fans forum at Pride Park Stadium on the 24th of June. Now, obviously, for many Derby County fans, this is a great opportunity to see some of the key figures at Derby County, including the manager, potentially the CEO and owner, as well as maybe even some players. We may even get some insight into what is going on in the academy, but throughout this video, I'm going to discuss exactly what to expect from the fans forum and what information I think we may potentially be given on that evening. Now, obviously, as always on this channel, I will be doing a full reaction video based on all the events that have been spoken about within the fans forum, and obviously that will probably be sort of a 30 to 40 minute video the day after. Now, obviously there's a lot of things to address this year, in my opinion, when it comes to the fans forum, from investment to sign-ins to contracts to even the management situation as well. And obviously you then look at obviously the academy setup as well, where I think there's going to be a lot of interesting questions coming across the course. But shall we take a look into everything that could happen at the fans forum? And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like button as well. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but let's get into it. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets. Now, obviously, I think it's really important that people understand what this fans forum sort of is. Now, if I'm completely honest, I'm not expecting anything sort of out there to come out from this fans forum. I'm not expecting Stephen Pearce or John Eustace or whatever to announce that we've got a takeover imminent. I'm not expecting that we're going to announce anything sort of major. Yes, we may hear news in regards to the contracts of Craig Forsyth, the contracts of Liam Thompson. We may even get a little bit of news on potential signings. I know that a couple of clubs at a fans forum, they've announced a signing on the night. But obviously, if that does happen, there will be a video on the channel about that. But I think it's really important that Derby County fans truly sort of understand that realistically this is just a PR exercise to keep up sort of public viewings and community standards essentially, and it's not something which is going to give you a vast amount of what I consider exclusive information. Now, when they do interviews with BBC Radio Derby, Rams TV, etc., you probably will get some little exclusive snippets, but I think when we come into sort of a fans forum like this, I think the aim is to sort of just reinforce what you already know. I'm not saying there won't be new information put out there, because I believe there will be in regards to the likes of recruitment and contracts and things like that. But I think like the main focus from it is just making sure that the club keeps up essentially public appearances with the fans. And I know some people sort of really enjoy these fans forums and really look forward to them. I really enjoy listening to people speak about the football club, especially people within the football club. But I do think it's very important that we sort of pick up on those sort of PR related answers, which I believe we're going to get when it comes to the likes of takeover and things like that. However, we do have, 8 or 9 days until this event actually gets underway as I'm recording this. So there is the potential that we may have some moves be made that will probably be discussed that night anyway. But it's a very, very interesting one for me, because as much as getting the information is nice and listening to those people speak, I do think a lot of the time we find out that realistically it is, as I mentioned earlier, just a PR piece where they're just trying to put themselves essentially as if they're putting information out there, but because a lot of fans don't necessarily keep up like 24/7, let's say, it's like they can put out information that has been released to X journalist, Y journalist, that isn't necessarily a normal, straightforward Derby journalist, and then all of a sudden people think we've got new news. And that's what I want to think is really important. If you want to sort of get new information, I don't think this is necessarily the place to be. But I do think we'll probably have a couple of academy staff. Probably not Jake Buxton this year. I get the impression that he may be sort of heading into the first team setup. But it's one of those where we're probably going to get some information on the academy and the expectations for them across the course of next season, which obviously I think it was the under-18s did incredibly well last year. Under-21 sort of really built into their season as well, and I think that's obviously really important to note because obviously some of those players may have to make the step up next season in order to play for Derby County to help us get through the season in regards of squad depth, especially if you're looking at the team so far. And I believe that will probably come from Matt Hale. And then obviously if Bucko is still taking the 21s, I believe he'll probably sort of be involved in that discussion as well. But I'm not entirely sure if he is still doing the 21s with obviously the circumstances regarding sort of his step up to the first team with John Eustace. So he might end up being, was it Justin Walker who had that role before, where sort of went between training and games for the academy and the first team sort of thing to be that sort of go-between for those younger players stepping up. And I do think it's really important to have that as a football club and as an academy to a first team, because then you've got that pathway, you've got that ease for those players stepping up. And I do think that's really important that they have someone that they feel that they can go to straight away, no matter sort of the circumstance or the situation. If they feel like they have a problem, it's just always important to have those figures, in my personal opinion. Now, that'll obviously be in regards to the academy setup and things like that. But if we want to sort of take a look more first team wise, you'll probably get two players turn up who will answer a couple of questions. Again, expect it to be very PR related answers and expect them to be very sort of careful and cautious in regards to the things they say and how they say it. I think it was last year, it was Kenzo and Nathaniel Mendez-Lang who were sort of in the forum, and like you could tell that the answers weren't very sort of proper, let's say. Now, there will be some information that comes out in regards to those first team players that do talk, but I don't think it's anything that is going to be sort of like mind-blowing or anything like that. So obviously that's really important to keep in mind. And then when it comes to the first team structure, we may get David Clowes answering a couple of questions. We may get people from the supporters board involved, I believe, although I'm not entirely sure what the supporters board can actually talk about and can actually share with us, if I'm in complete honesty, because they're literally just they just shadow the main board essentially, and I believe there's NDAs and things in place. However, I could be very wrong. But when it comes obviously to the first team, you will have John Eustace, he'll be there. You'll probably have Stephen Pearce, the CEO, in this, and I know that will annoy a lot of people, which I always find quite interesting, because as much as you can dislike someone, he's still the CEO of the football club. There's still going to be questions over his head for football and things like that, and I imagine that many questions that have been submitted may be pulled away essentially so that they aren't asked, if I'm going to be completely honest. But it's certainly going to be Stephen Pearce will discuss sort of the background side, John Eustace will discuss the management side, and it is going to be sort of quite interesting to see what they have to say, especially when it comes in regards to transfers. Now, I know a lot of people are getting a bit antsy about transfers at the moment, but I personally don't think there's any need to. We're only in, the second, third week of June. Pre-season doesn't start till, first midweek of July, I think it will be. So in my opinion, there's not really much to worry about at this stage. Don't get me wrong, if we haven't made any signings in 3 or 4 weeks time, then obviously there's cause for concern, but I don't believe that will be the case, and I actually think that within the next 10 days we'll probably announce a couple of signings, but I don't have any insider information, so don't expect that to be something crazy coming out of as an exclusive from Lewis Everett's YouTube channel. I don't know anything in the know. I don't have any contact. Well, I know people at Derby County, but I'm not going to go and ask for information. I'm not going to ask people to risk their jobs so that I can put out an exclusive to this YouTube channel. I don't think that's fair, if I'm completely honest. So obviously I know there's other YouTube channels across the course of football YouTube essentially who do that and who do sort of shut off sort of those contacts that they have to give exclusives and bring in views, but that's just not something I'm going to do. Now, obviously, the main thing from a fans forum is that you're just going to get probably an hour and a half's worth of information, which ultimately a lot of it is going to be very sort of 50-50, very sort of hit and miss about what you actually need to know and what you already know. And that's obviously something which is important to sort of address heading into this next few weeks. Now, obviously, you can let me know your thoughts on a fans forum down in the comments if you have not done so already. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in my next video, probably later on today. Do you want to win yourself the brand new Derby County 2025-26 home shirt? Well, I'm here to give you an opportunity to do that. There will be a link down in the description where you can head on over to raffle.com to join a raffle where you can win the Derby County home shirt. Ticket prices start at just £1 with a range of different discounts available. You can buy 2 tickets, get 2 free, 5 tickets, get 5 free, 10 tickets, get 10 free, and 15 tickets to get 15 free. The intention with this is to give you guys the opportunity to win a Derby County shirt for less than the valued cost in the shop. So if you haven't done so already, head on down to the description, click on the link in the description, which will take you over to raffle.com, create yourself an account, answer the question, and join this raffle. The winner will be announced on August 1st at 6 p.m. as the transfer window begins to draw to a close. So if you haven't done so already, head on over there and get your tickets.